Hi parents, I'm Carly. I am from IUP. I'm an IUP nursing student.
And I'm Elizabeth. I'm also an IUP nursing student.
And this semester we're in our pediatrics rotation, and so we wanted to do a video to the parents about some safety things that we feel are very important. So to start off, we're going to talk about sleep safety for newborns and crib safety and some considerations to prevent suffocation. So the first thing that we want to talk about is you want to place your baby in the crib on their back. This is called a supine position. They want to be laying flat on their back. If they are on their stomach, there's chances of suffocation due to their head being flat. Also, when they're in the crib, you want to make sure that there's nothing hanging from the crib, no toys that can be in reach, no stuffed animals in the crib. Remove the plastic coverings from the mattress or the pillow. Make sure that the mattress, the fitting is snug and tight on the mattress so there's not loose fabric for baby to suffocate in. You want to make sure that there's no bumper pads in or around the crib, and those are just kind of some of the main key points that we wanted to bring to your attention.
Next, we will discuss choking precautions. So first, make sure everything that a child can choke on, so anything small, is out of reach of children. You really want to make sure you get on their eye level and look around because so many things often go missed. So definitely keep that in mind. Make sure you're storing food safely and make sure you're cutting it up into small pieces, small enough for the child to actually be able to swallow it. And make sure you're always watching your child when they're eating. You definitely also want to make sure at least one person in your family is CPR certified in case something goes wrong with the child and you're ready to act. If you're looking to get CPR certified, if you just type in CPR certification online, there's many resources available in your area that will be able to help you with this.
Another really important topic that we wanted to talk about was water safety. This is bathing and larger bodies of water. So first thing is just make sure you know what to do in emergency. Like we talked about, CPR certification can be very beneficial. Make sure you're never leaving your child, your infant, your toddler, unattended around water, whether they're in their bathtub. Don't never leave them alone, whether they're near a pool, if you're near a stream. Always keep an eye on your child. Make sure you know where they are at all times. Have kids wear life jackets or the floaties that go around the arms. These are preventative ways to prevent accidental drowning. To be safe, another thing when it comes to bathing is lower your hot water settings to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. This is going to avoid scalding on your child's skin, and make sure that you keep it at a comfortable temperature for your child before you put your child in the tub. Another thing is toddler tubs are smaller versions of bathtubs, and these are used up about until 6 months or until your child can sit up unassisted. Then they're able to be in a normal bathtub where they don't need to be inside of something else. But like we said before, it is very important to always keep an eye on your child at all times when around any body of water.
Next, I will be discussing tips related to chemicals and other toxic substances. So you first want to make sure you install cabinet guards on all your cabinets that children are able to get into, and anything that includes any type of chemicals or fertilizers, stuff like that. You want to keep their products in the original containers. Don't put them in a container where someone might confuse it with something that is edible or drinkable, something like that. You want to make sure you keep all doors closed and make sure you put those safety doorknobs on so kids can't get into anything, especially if you have a workroom where there's chemicals in. Definitely put the safety doorknob on. Make sure you store chemicals outside of a child's reach. So this includes the top cabinets, and you also want to make sure you lock those cabinets. Next, if an accident does occur, you want to make sure that you immediately contact the American Association of Poison Control, and the number is 1-800-222-1222.
Another important topic we want to talk about, although it's very controversial, is guns. And guns are a very big concern with children, especially when they think it can be used as a toy. So if you do have a firearm in your house, you want to talk with your child, if they're at the appropriate age, about the dangers of gun and how it's extremely important, and teach them the safe response if they see a gun, You want to say stop, don't touch. You want to tell an adult, and you want to leave the area or the room that the gun is in. You want to really, really emphasize that to your kids. You want to make sure that it's not stored with any ammunition, so there's no loaded bullets. If there's a safety feature on the gun, make sure the safety feature's on. You want to make sure these guns are locked away in a safe place so they cannot be accessed by children. So there's things like gun safes, locked cabinets. There's several other options that you can find and make sure that this gun is put away, locked up, and safe for the child not to have access to.
Next, we're going to discuss fire safety. So it's very important to install a smoke alarm on every single level of your house. And you also must make sure to test the alarms once every month and change the batteries every single year. You want to make sure your children are aware of the sound of the fire alarm and make sure you have a safety plan in place in case a fire is to happen, and that includes a meeting place outside of your house.
So another really big important topic for safety is that you want to make sure you cover electric outlets and protect children from electrical wires. Some ways we can do this is cover unused electrical sockets with plastic covers. So just as this would plug in to an outlet, there's plastic covers that is just like this that can go right into the outlet, and this can protect kids from sticking their fingers in the holes or putting other things in their holes that can cause them to be electrocuted. You want to repair or discard any damaged appliance or electric cords. You don't want to leave hair appliances out, like straighteners or hair dryers or curlers, something that they can touch and burn themselves with. Make sure that toasters are put away or at a very high level so that they can't reach them. And you want to be careful that you don't leave any cords just hanging, because kids at their eye level, they see this and they're going to think it's a toy. They're going to want to grab it and pull it, and this could be an iron that could come down and fall on them and hurt them. So we just don't want to leave any cords laying around. And then just to kind of wrap up our safety lesson, I guess you can call it, it's very important to make sure you have a first aid kit available in the house. This is very important. You want to make sure that you're prepared for the worst outcome. It's also important to keep important phone numbers near you or on your fridge. This can be your pediatrician, work and cell phone numbers, a neighbor or nearby relative that can help in an emergency, 911, poison control, just things like that you can be prepared for any situation that is to happen. You always want to make sure that your kid is being safe.
Thank you for watching, and thank you so much for your time. We hope these tips help you and keep your child safe.
Yes. So at the end of this video, we have a bunch of other videos that are kind of some tips that you can watch that show you how to proof your home, how to keep your child safe, and other resources available. So we hope this helped. We had a lot of fun doing it and talking with you guys, so thank you.
Baby proofing doesn't have to happen on day one right when you bring the baby home, but around month 5 or so, when the baby's a little bit more mobile, you're going to want to have it done. Tip number 1, crawl around. One great way to start is by getting on your knees and crawling as your baby would. You'll have a new perspective and notice danger spots like loose cords. Now, for example, in our home, we have these white ends attached to our doorstops that Henry could easily pop off and choke on. Had we not crawled around, it's not something we would have easily noticed. Tip number 2, cover those outlets. Getting the obvious out the way. Outlet covers are a great way to protect babies from accidentally jamming something in there and electrocuting themselves. If you'd rather cover the outlet altogether, Dream Baby has full covers that can be installed and painted to blend in with the wall. Number 3, secure furniture to the wall. Do not ignore this. You'd be surprised how fast a baby can open up drawers, use them as a ladder, and injure themselves when it gets top heavy. Don't ignore those safety kits that come with IKEA or Wayfair furniture. You have to use them, and that also goes for TVs that aren't mounted to your wall. Tip number 4, watch out for those corners. Consider picking up a few corner bumpers for coffee tables and shelving that the baby can get access to. A baby losing his footing and bumping his head onto a corner is not fun. And talking about shelving, we just leave some of our shelves empty so Henry doesn't ruin things of value. Hiding some home decor might be something you want to consider early on, especially if some of the decor is of sentimental value. You don't want the baby getting at it and then ruining it. Tip number 5, get some gates. Whether it's for your stairs or your kitchen, gates are probably going to be your best bet to prevent your little one from straying into danger. Now, there are a wide variety of gates, pressure mounted, accessory mounted. For us, we're fond of pressure mounted gates with a hinge for easy opening and closing. Dream Baby's Chelsea gate is crazy sturdy, and we've got 3 of these all around our house. Next tip, get clean. Now this is fairly straightforward, but super underrated. Coins, paper clips, cat food, even plants. If it's on the ground, the baby's gonna try and eat it. So go ahead and take those plants, get it on higher ground, and try to stay clean, guys. Also, cords from irons, computers, and lamps are super tempting for a baby to tug at, only to have something heavy come crashing down on them. So if you can, step up your game when it comes to tucking cables. A Blue Lounge cable organizer might come in handy. Tip number 7, organize the bathroom and kitchen. It might be smart for you to get a toilet guard so that the baby doesn't play on that porcelain throne. Also, remember to keep hot tools, razors, cleaning products, medicine, all those products up high or in a locked cabinet. And speaking of locks, it's a great idea to grab some of Dream Baby's locks and latches for your cabinets and drawers. Not just for the bathroom, but the kitchen as well.
Hi parents. So we wanted to do something kind of interactive here at the end. So we set my kitchen up to kind of show some hazards that you want to avoid in your house, and especially your kitchen. Okay, so first, this is a huge safety hazard. These are sharp scissors just sitting on the table that your kid can pull themselves up or climb up and grab and touch. Another one is, here's the toaster. This cord hanging down, the kid can easily pull this and down the toaster will go. And you want to prevent that from happening. Under here, we also have some pots and pans, some things that are down here that we don't want to have in children's reach. Also, as you look on the floor, a nickel. They can easily pick that up, crawl, grab it, and put it in their mouth, and it's a huge choking hazard. As you come over here, the cleaning products for the kitchen are right here in reach. You would want to make sure that these are closed and that there's a latch, that you put a latch on these to prevent the kid from being able to open them. Another thing here is sitting on the table is a Sharpie. This is a chemical, and if they put this in their mouth, it could be harmful, as well as just a knife sitting on the counter that a child could grab.